Okay, let's just get away from everything else and we'll watch this matchup here. Another top 8. Here we go. This is going to be Dragonstorm against Black-Red Reanimate. So, unlike unlike the kind of all-in mono Black Reanimate list, this is Black-Red, which splashes for Faithless Looting, basically. You could play Seeming Spirit Guide. This deck, Pure Votto is playing Black-Red Reanimate. It's not playing with a Seeming Spirit Guide. Instead, they're playing Astrolabe, which is really interesting. I'm not sure why, actually, but I think the mana is actually really good if you want it to be, because you have stuff like Foreboding Ruins, things like that. But they're playing Astrolabe, so, why not? But the usual suspects, they're really just trying to get a Sire or a Villas in the graveyard. They're also playing Bane of Balaged, which is pretty decent with a Dark Ritual. Because you actually, feasibly play that in, turn 5, I guess. On the other side is Dragonstorm, kind of like the archetype champion by Briar Moss this season. They're playing a Signet. That's the only interesting thing about the list. Everything else is pretty interesting. Kind of whatever. Karthus, Lathless, Hellkite, 2 Niv Mizzet to main deck, and a Glorybringer. I'm not sure if Glorybringer's even that good. I would actually play the second Hellkite. That's just me, though. But it should be an interesting matchup. One deck goes way faster than the other, but has actually slowed himself down to play red. But I think it's which is the better call overall. The deck can still turn 1 people though. The Black Reanimate deck, they still access Dark Ritual, which is why I think I like Foreboding Runes a lot more than they're playing Canyon Slaws. It might be worth it to not even play Dragonstone Summit and just play the Ruins and the Slaws if you really want to go that route. Alright, so they're still tapped out. They can still kind of get turn 2'd here. Something as simple as Faithless Looting away a Sire of Insanity and then just reanimate it is a very easy play. Which is why Faithless Looting is great in this deck. Because it just lets you look at more cards. Versus the mono black deck, which is super all in. Also with black red, you get the cast Sire, which is really strong. I don't think it's actually a particularly great matchup for the blue red deck. At least game 1. Alright, Faithless Looting is the play. This card's a Sire of Insanity with Bane of Balagad, but hits a mountain, which is a bit unfortunate. They're gonna go for the life death here, I think. Or Animate Dead. The death. This could get counterspelled. Alright, so they countered the death, and now they're just gonna go off. You can just storm 2 and actually win, but 3 is good enough too. Kind of just got there. So the chain here is Lathless, any other dragon, and then a Karthus, which is pretty good because the Lathless will make 2 more 5/5s, and that's it. Yeah, it's a good Seething Song, Iron Crag. So Seething Song goes to they had 4 mana. They had 4 lands, 4 mana, or 5 mana in play in lands because they had the Boiler Works. I was answering a question. I'm sorry, but yeah, exactly. And 9 somatic number here. So you need like a spell pierce here. Okay, perfect. That's I just called it. Spell pierce with the Bane of Balagate. If that resolves and just eats an attack, you'll never get another land in play. All right, cookbooks are really like cookbooks are really like fun, colorless answer to discard cards. I think that's what makes like mono black more playable. It's the fact they have like something other than Putrid Imp to play on turn one. All right, they're gonna cycle Canyon Slaw. I'm not sure about Astrolabe here. I guess this is kind of a redraw. I'm not sure if this is even like worth it, but all right, Sea Beyond, great card to shovel back in a dragon that you can't cast. This Dragonstorm list is like pretty like silly because they're gonna play just like super control style and just kind of wait for their opponent to like not do anything anymore. But unlike other Reanimator decks, this deck can actually just cast its threats and they're almost there, like 6 mana, and they can start just hard casting Sire of Insanities. How do they beat control? So what the Dragonstorm deck can actually do is they have 4 expansion explosion in their deck. So they can just like play this weird counterburn style where you just fireball people with expansion explosion. Alright. More cookbooks. Not like super awesome. And a Putrid Imp. Again, not really great cards to see. I think if they just assemble the correct amount of like rituals, they're just gonna go for it. Even here, double Seething Song kills. But they're gonna Cleansing Wildfire their artifact land, which basically is Rampant Growth plus draw a card. It is pretty good of a card, if I do say so. Alright, here's a ritual. They could cast probably like a Sire or like a Bane of Balagad, which is okay. I mean, it's a 7/5. It eats 2 permanents, but the tap out here means they're kind of the coast is clear to kind of go for it if they have everything. Um, Even like a land drop, they can go Seething Song. They can go Seething Song, then get like Karthus Lathlis, and that kills right here. So a land drop plus the correct rituals and Dragonstorm will kill. Or even like Iron Crag feat, Dragonstorm kills here. Alright, solve the equation. Can find any piece, I guess. But if you have like, so now you like Triple Seething Song? I don't know. Iron Crag Feet. That's not bad. Even with 2 lands gone here, I think if they make a land drop, they can kind of kill them still. So if they exile 2 permanents, it's going to be just 2 random lands. Probably island and like a mountain. Or a double mountain. But it does mean that Iron Crag Feet doesn't kill, because you only have 8 mana, so you need an actual land drop here. They're going to animate that another Bane of Alagad. So it's do or die. They gotta hit this land drop. Actually, wait, what's the math here? Karthus plus Lapis doesn't even kill here, I don't think. Yeah, this is bad. Alright. Just gonna get it going. I didn't see they're at effective 23 there. Look at me. No wonder I'm not in the top 8. I can't even do math. Oh, turn 1 Gravestone. Off of the Cascading Cataracts, another indestructible land for the Wildfire. So it's gonna really hamper the early development of the Reanimator deck, but like as mentioned before, they are playing red, so they do have access to things like Shenanigans or Ratchet Bomb. Okay, they're gonna discard 2 Reanimate spells, which is actually really funny. So, fun story, if they go Swamp... Oh, they have a Heap Doll! So if they go Swamp, they can go double Dark Ritual, Sire of Insanity. That'd be so funny. Alright. Putrid Dipto is the not black spell that they wanted. Heap Doll's a funny card. Because it's not great, but it's a 1/1 that... Also a fun story, Heap Doll and Silent Gravestone actually do not mix, because you can't target cards in people's graveyards, so Heap Doll actually doesn't do anything now. So now Heap Doll is a 1/1. But I guess you can't kill the Gravestone without worrying about the Heap Doll, but I don't know. It's just really funny. The non-bows are real. Alright, still could play Dark Ritual, Sire. Oh, they're doing it. No blue mana, so they can't counter this in any way. Oh, this is big. This is actually huge. This is the strength, I think, of Black-Red, is that you can just hard cast a Sire. And now, like, you know, the Dragonstorm deck's not going to be able to build up a hand and storm off. And their hand was very bad. A lot of blue spells that they couldn't really cast. I think they kept it just because of strength of Silent Gravestone. But, I mean, which is a reasonable keep. But yeah, the Sire is just going to beat down, and that's it. Reanimator takes it. This is why I like the Black-Red version, though, a lot more. Faithless Looting is really good. And being able to hardcast Sire is really good. I actually like Puravado's build a lot. Reports from the floor. Let's look real quick. That's the first match one. Oh, it looks like the salvage Titan deck went down to whatever Cadente was playing. I think they were playing mono red. Yeah, they're playing Madness. Okay. So we'll watch two aggro decks here. This is gonna be zombies against mono red. Let's look at the record. This is game 2. Zombies up here up a game. From M Dog. It's a fun name to say, M Dog. Really, it's a really fun name to say. I'm not gonna lie. The mono red list is actually super interesting. They're playing Magmatic Insight alongside Experimental Frenzy main deck, which is not really a combination of cards you would expect. You don't want to really draw cards with Frenzy in play, so it's kind of wacky. They have one main deck price. Yeah, that's for Guide Piece. That's not bad. They played the one main. I got hit with that one main deck price of progress game 1. I can't believe that. Yeah, this is one of those lists with the 4 guide beasts, which are not like bad, but you can't really attack without getting landlocked. So you're on a super low curve. Oh, there's the insight. Okay. Here we go. Draw 2 cards. I think every red deck needs some sort of like refill mechanic. So like Frenzy's like one of them. Things like Flame of Keld is another one where it just kind of like gives you a bit more gas to keep going. Insight's another as option, I guess. Lilia Steward. This is a very random zombie. But it actually does something other than just attack. They kept in Wrench Mine. That's interesting. Wrench Mine basically hymns 5 through 8. But they discarded Obstinate Bailoff. Oh no! Oh my gosh! You can't. There's no way you can cast this Obstinate Bailoff without actually getting Wrench Minded here. It's over. It's over. This game's over. Oh my gosh. There's 2 Obstinate Bailoffs in the sideboard. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Oh my god. Who's laughing now? Who is actually laughing now? Oh, and an Ash Salad, just crunch. Come on in, the water is wet. Alright, Cemetery Reaper, not good enough. Actually not good enough here. Let's have like a Blood Chief's Thirst. Which is still not good enough. We're gonna go to game 3. Gotta think twice about those wrench mines now. Gotta think twice about those wrench mines. I've been a proponent of saying that like cards like him are actually not good against mono red. Because they emptied their hand so fast, and they're just such a terrible top deck. They do have other cards to play. Maybe not. I don't know. They have like Vile Rebirths, which are okay. Sun Death is probably already in the deck. This red deck is a bit interesting. The build is very interesting. They're playing a full 4 of like Ferocidons and like 3 Chain Whirlers. Not a lot of ones, to be completely honest. Especially when you're playing like 4 Guide Beasts, there's like not a ton of like 1-drops, which is very interesting. Yet the curve is so low because they're playing Chain Lightning Burst Lightning. But the creature curve is like 8 1-drops, like 8 2-drops, and then like 7 3-drops. So I mean, it doesn't feel terrible, but Guide Beast is not good at like Guide Beast is basically like a 2-drop. Alright, Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual, Grey Ogre. If this thing lives, though, it will make a steady stream of, like, creatures. But it's gotta die. If you're Mono Red here, I hope you kept a Bolt for a Burst Lightning. Because this thing actually needs to die. If it doesn't die now, they can actually get 2 random zombies, and they can start running away with the game really quickly. This is a huge gambit. Oh my god. I can't believe it's working. I can't believe that worked. And M-Dog is attacking. They didn't even, like... If they have Burst Lightning here, this is really bad. What? What is happening? Oh my god. So if they just pre-combated, played any creature, they don't have... Oh! What the heck is going on? They didn't even have creatures. What is... Okay, here comes the Guide Beast. So here's a question. Assuming they kept the removal... They have... Okay, Spellbomb is probably not for this matchup, but... I don't know if Spellbomb is for this matchup. I don't think it's good for this matchup. Even M-Dog is confused. You can even tell M-Dog is even confused. Alright, but they're gonna Vile Rebirth. Oh my god. That's so funny. That's so funny. I'm laughing. Block. You have to block here, right? No? Okay, never mind. I guess you don't block. I guess they want to, like, nerf their man. I mean, you're at high life total, you're still at 20, so blocking doesn't really do much. Alright, Dark Salvation. Nice 2-for-1, kills a creature, makes a guy. Different art zombie tokens kind of weird, but that's MTGO, not us. This is hilarious. I love this game already. There's a lot of back and forth of, like, nonsense plays. This is great. I'm having a good time. Alright, Ashtel, great blocker, but they're probably going to attack. I wouldn't mind the attack here, but I guess the crackback is if they play like a Lord, then they get really punished. Because you're never going to block. You really can't block that. I actually don't know why they're playing Spellbomb. It's not really a good card in this matchup. Alright, Undead Augur. Maybe a friend. 1 card left though for M-Dog, so they can start like sacrificing zombies to draw cards. But no, just all in attack. They can just block with the Augur. It's not terrible. Mono Red still has about 4 cards in hand. They haven't had a lot to do because of they had to pick up a land with the Guide Beast, so. Right, Incinerate on the Undead Augur, so they're gonna get the draw card. Anyway. You're kind of scared here? There's another really interesting attack. Okay, they're deciding to play a little more defensive. I don't mind this. Although now they get punished, yeah, by a Lord, as mentioned before. So now the attack is, like, pretty free. You kind of kill this zombie, though, this Lord of the Undead, because if you don't kill it, it's going to start bringing back things. But now, and so with the Spell Bomb, you can't really bring back anything with the Lord of the Undead. So it is kind of nerf it, I guess. Sorry, nice Chain Lightning. You have to do that there. But now you're still pretty behind on life total. But, I mean, the Ashlo's not that bad. Ooh, double Chain. Where do these Chain Lightnings come from? Alright, they have another Lord. So they're just top decking Lords over and over. Again, another attack. I think they have to take it again. Um, and it'll look like a Steward. The Steward's a 2-3. I feel like, I guess mono red is probably like flush with 3-drops here. Now they have the third land, so they could play something like a Chain Whirler, would be kind of big. It'd be a great blocker on this board. Ferocidon, not terrible, but at least trades with a 3-3 zombie. Death Baron, oh. Now the Lord's kind of brutal here, and they have Death Touch now, so they could block pretty well. And Ferocidon's also kind of weird when you're at a lower life total. That kind of hurts you as well. Because you need to, like, build your board now against all the zombies. But it might just be too late. The Death Touch is just super strong. Alright, you need a board wipe here. Pyroclasm would be pretty sick, but no one... Who would play Pyroclasm in your mono red deck? Alright, Zombie's gonna take it. Just Lord after Lord. They drew like 3 Lords in a row. That was a wacky matchup. That was a wacky game. Really wacky. Right, and of course Ribbons made it to 2-0'd the Tempered Steel player. So we got Blue-White Wave, Zombies, Black-Red Reanimator, and I forgot what Condete was playing again. Rakdos Madness. 2 Faithless Looting decks, 1 Wave deck, and 1 Dark... or 1 Hymn deck, I guess. Unless the Madness deck's also playing Hymn. They're not. Imagine hymning yourself. That was a funny match, though. That was actually super funny. Yeah, I can't believe they didn't kill that Colossus on turn 1. Alright, well... So there's a Rakdos matchup on one side, but we have to watch 2 gods of the game here. M-Dog versus Ribbons. A very fun matchup here. Blue-White Wave against Zombies. Although it looks pretty one-sided if you think about, like, the Blue-White Wave deck against aggro decks in general. Let me pull up a stat. Let's just pull up a stat. For my sake, I want to pull up a stat. Ribbons has only played 1 archetype this season, but we'll just... Hold on. Excuse me. Let's see. Ribbons, Azorius, Wave. Again, let's just say aggro in general. Thanks to Painter of Magic Com. We can look at the matchup calculator. And look at this. Ribbons of Night has... Oh, this is a silly stat. And we're going to see why. 53-9 against air quote. Oh, this is all time, actually. Let's see this season. 53-9 all time is actually ridiculous, too. But just for this season, we'll just look at this. 50, that's ridiculous. Even this season, 24-2. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's... But you know, if there's anyone that could maybe crack the code here, it's M-Dog. And turn to him, already starting out strong. Hits a land and a lean and a relic order. That's a stat. That's a stat and a half for you guys. Oh my goodness. Interesting. Instead of playing the land or keeping it as a land drop, they had a Sky Glare. Double him! Hits another land and cancels Judgment. Uh-oh. Alright, watch over tomorrow. Gets a card here. I guess a cleric is fine as a creature, because, you know, being a 1/3, it's pretty good at blocking early on. Doesn't really block the hymns. Triple him? Wrench Mine, maybe? They do have artifacts in their deck for Wrench Mine. They have like Astrolabes and like I think it's like Signet as well. So this is not the most effective Wrench Mine. You could just discard an Astrolabe. Would be not a big deal. See? There you go. Alright, but another Wrench Mine's gonna take it all out. Sure, why not? And here we are, empty-handed, is Ribbons. That's 4 air quote hymns here. Plays the Lord of the Undead. Now this is awkward when you don't have this land drop, but I mean, you already made a land drop that next turn anyway. 3 lands, 1 land away from a wave. Wonder if the Watcher is good enough to attack here. It depends on what's under the hood. Or maybe they just want to block. Actually, probably, what am I thinking? Blocking is way better. You want to survive. Right, another Dread Wanderer, which makes it so that if they attack with this and trade, they can just bring back the Wanderer. I don't know if you actually want to trade, though. The card could be completely useless, though. I guess it's another Lord, it's not really a trade. Looks like they have a Dark Salvation. Which would be fine to kill the Cleric. Maybe. I don't know. You probably kill the Watcher. And they get the card. So they get a free card here, or whatever it was under there. I'm not sure there's anything to worry about with attacking with the Lord. Most of the deck is very, like, sorcery speed. The Ribbons deck is, so it's a free attack for 3, so you get extra damage. This might be a Detention Sphere? Okay, no Champion. Champion's great. You can start looking for lands here for your wave. Which is really what you want to have happen. You really want to get a wave in play as soon as possible to buy yourself some time. Okay, they discarded 2 lands. What are we? I guess I have just a flush full of lands. We play a Fortress here. 1 card left. I have to imagine it's a wave. Or I hope for the Ribbons fans here that it is a wave. Alright. Zombies can only just really attack and try to push through damage. They're gonna chump the zombie token. Which I think is fine because it can only really kill one of these. And then later, the champion can, like, trade with one of the Wanderers, which is not really a trade. It always just come back. At this point, the zombie deck is just like... I hope the zombie deck actually drew another hymn, because it didn't get rid of this potential wave that's in their hand. They're gonna get rid of the champion. That's actually really interesting. Um, they're never gonna get time to like eternalize it. So I guess like having the Sky Conflict not be able to trade with the Wanderer is fine. But if they get a wave in play, they can just start looping this with the wave, and that's kind of scary too. I guess in this way they could use the Lord to attack through too, but they're probably just gonna get back the. Oh wait, they don't have anything to get back with the Lord. Never mind. That was a token. So there it is. It was a wave after all. They either top deck it or had it in their hand all its time. This is gonna buy a lot of time, and this is what the wave deck does best: is play a wave and just stall. All I could really do here is attack with everyone. Um, force the action with the wave. At 5 mana, though, there's a lot of good top decks for ribbons, like Cloud Blazers or maybe like a Mole Drifter. Um, there's a lot of good draws here. All, all like Mono Black is doing is like drawing hymns that don't really work out. But I mean, the Dread Runners are pretty great at like sustainability. They let them go pretty long. Cloud Wizard here be pretty devastating, I would say. One thing about Mono Black, you can never really deal with the top deck. Alright, the Dread Runners, though, continue to crunch. Another wave is going to buy a lot more time, though. This game is like, it feels close or almost like in like the zombie deck's favor, but it's getting away from them really fast. Like you could just like wave 3 creatures and you could buy so much time. I actually kind of forgot what was under the first wave. All right, wave brings back 3 zombies. The top deck here was a Signet. That's actually kind of a sigh of relief if you're the zombie player here. You can start getting something going. Although they're actually at the point where I think they can actually eternalize the champion away. The game's gone that long. Which is pretty... It's going to be really bad for the zombie player. They're just going to accrue so many cards here. All they can really do is attack. This is a lethal attack, so they're going to have to use a wave pretty aggressively. At the very least, you wave away like the Lord and maybe like one of the 1-drops. Just to minimize the damage and also buy yourself another turn. You can even go to 3 here, I think. Actually, I think going to 3 is completely reasonable. Alright. But 5 of those, just as good. I think this is why I might have killed the Cleric in this spot. The Cleric has actually done a lot of work as just being a 1-3. These things are kind of like one of the Zombie X best tools against like removal or just like blocking a bunch, but... Alright, they're just gonna cast a Ritual to get another Dread Wanderer back. Okay, so it's not a dead card after all. Fun stuff. So they could easily tap out for this Champion of Wits. I think it's going to be the play. There's not much reach that Mono Black has to kill them next turn. And this is going to be a big swing. Draw 4, discard 2. I didn't think we'd get to this point. I said that like 5 minutes ago, but here we are. We're here. This game has gone this long. And it's still anyone's game. I actually think it's still anyone's game here. Man, hit after hit. Playlist is going off. You can't hear it if you're on YouTube, but playlist is going off. This is basically all zombies can do is continually attack. Yeah, they're going to be at 3, but, I mean, they can have, like, a full grip. Or a good, not a full grip, but a pretty good grip. 2 swamps, or swamp 6 here, so now the Dreadrunners just keep coming back. And the wave's going to go away. So this is going to be a big... Yeah, this is going to be huge. Gonna need another wave, or even 2 waves. There's 2 left in the deck. We're gonna need something huge. This is game 1, so there's probably no Day of Judgments in the main deck. Detention Sphere would be a nice one. Sphere would take out a lot of things. Double Sphere would be pretty nice. Like, just a nice 3-for-1 on the Dread Wanderers would be very nice. But they need another creature to block one of the lords. A lot of choices. Wow, they had nothing, though. Alright, see? This is a crazy match. Went through 4 hymns and it still didn't feel close. This is the semifinals. On the other side, it's Rakdos Madness against Rakdos Reanimator. So Rakdos deck gonna make it to the finals. So we got the sideboard here. There's a reason why Ribbons is like 24-2 this season against aggro, because their main deck is transformed from their sideboard to like sort of control deck. They've got Day Judgments, 3 of them, an extra Council's Judgment. They could even play Hallowed Moonlight, which would actually take out Dread Wanderers. I wonder if they're going to see that. I mean, I know they see it. They're playing it. But Hallowed Moonlight's also pretty nasty with Parallax Wave. So that'd be a fun card. M-Dog, I'm not sure what they'll bring in. They might actually bring in Duresses. Duress would actually be an interesting call to bring in against the deck. I don't know if they're... They might. I actually pretty much would. Call of the Grave is also a really nice card. But maybe not. I'm not really sure. But M-Dog doing the impossible, winning game 1. But it's an uphill battle from here, as Ribbon's going to transform their deck into more of a control-style deck. Like it's aggro. There's very few decks that can play like 26 creatures main deck and then board in like 3 Day Judgments and still seem fine. It's actually really funny. Although 4 of those creatures are also lands in the Skyclave Cleric, so it's really funny. It's just a funny concept to me. Alright, Cleric, a great wall already against the Dread Wanderer. This slot, you'd see like Lone Missionaries, but this guy is actually a game changer. Just a slight life gain, plus a 1-3 or a land. Either way, it's pretty good. They did bring in Duress. I'm really happy about that. This can take out a wave early on. They need to just see what's going on. They did find a wave. They have 2 waves in their hand. But if Dog and Mastermind, they can't really cast right now. Floodplain, Mole Drifter, and Parallax Wave. This is M-Dog's turn still. I'm not really sure what the thought process is here, but you can't really attack into the cleric, obviously. Um, I guess the only like thought they could have is like, can they bluff attack? Okay, I guess. Um, I guess they were thinking about either like attacking with the Dread Wanderer and seeing if it was worth it to play a 3/3 Colossus, or just trying to going wide. But I don't know. I guess the sequence here is if they play a Lord, now the Colossus is a 3/3, plus they make a token with the Colossus. There's also a line that could have been like attack with the Dread Wanderer, post combat, Dark Salvation this card. Ooh. They hit a Mole Drifter with the him and the Vidalca Mastermind, which they really couldn't cast, but the wave still remains. But I think actually hitting Mole Drifter is really good. So they could make the play here if they had a Dark Salvation. It's the Dark Salvation, the Cleric. Just to kill it. It's not a bad play, but it's not amazing. Alright. Floodplain. Gonna get sacked. Probably gonna find a island. 4th land. Alright, right on time. Here comes the wave. Takes out the Colossus only. It's the scariest card in the battlefield. The Wanderer is not a big deal without a Lord in play. Alright, Death Baron, though, is not scary because of the wave. But it's a good wave target, which would reduce the amount of time that Ribbons is going to have to stall with this wave. I think Death Baron's a bit underlooked as a Lord. Obviously, like Lording of the Dead is probably the best one, and then just like recurs your zombies. And Cemetery Reaper gets nods too. Although, like I think like Lording of the Dead, and Cemetery Reaper like kind of do the same things in weird ways. I guess like Cemetery Reaper is really great in like a Reanimator sort of like format. Although Reanimator's too fast for Reaper to be good, so I really like Death Baron a lot. I actually would love to see more Death Barons and Reapers. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just me. Alright. Or Ribbons, just land pass. Not much going on. One card still in hand. No idea what it could be. M-Dog, 3 cards in hand. Lots of options, I would imagine. Every card is probably castable here. You gotta be worried, though, about a Day of Judgment. It's hard to overextend into this. You also can't really attack. The wave is just really scary. But this is the exact position that Ribbons have to be in. High life total, even higher than your initial life total. Wave and play, nothing going on. They could just look for a Day of Judgment. They'd be really nice. Alright, Nevermaker Wave. about to see some nonsense here with Nevermaker Wave. Could even start exiling now if they felt like it. So many situations where I actually want Sudden Edict. Split Second would be really great against Nevermaker. Alright. I think they're sensing the end of this game, because Nevermaker Wave is going to really mess up M-Dog here. They'll just start losing creatures. So I think they've realized they have to like pressure the Parallax Wave tokens or counters on it. So if anything, Ribbons just has to like, they can even block and wave a creature if they felt like it, but they're just going to take it. I'm actually surprised they even like took the damage. I guess it doesn't really matter. The reason why this is really annoying, why I just say like Nevermaker is good with Wave, because they can just like exile their Nevermaker, and then while I guess while the leave triggers on the stack, they can just start exiling other things. Here they go. So they're gonna target the Death Baron first, and then target their own Nevermaker with the exile trigger on the stack. The Nevermaker's gonna bounce the wave, put it back on top of Ribbons' library. The leave trigger happens, but the exile trigger's still in the stack, so it's just gonna destroy the Death Baron forever. Or exile it, rather. And they're gonna draw the wave, and they can just do it again. Just eat 4 things now. So you basically just hold priority. They give you an attack with the... They didn't even want to. It doesn't even matter. Looks like Reanimator, Black Red Reanimator is beating Black Red Madness. So Reanimator in the final is going to face the winner of this match. Which has been a really interesting match so far. I think there's been a lot of back and forth. M-Dog is really trying to think their way out of this, but I don't think there's much to do. You're going to lose your board. And it's just going to be a slow death. I mean, honestly, your best bet is to, like, force the wave action, and then... I don't know. You have to, like, make it so that Ribbons holds the wave in their hand, and then, like, you get to him them. But that's, like, a really tough ask, because they'll just, like, replay the wave. You're gonna lose your board no matter what. They're just gonna do it. There's very little, like, there's a low opportunity cost, or whatever the term I want to use. Okay, they're gonna exile their cleric. And I guess they'll just eat 3 creatures? I guess the Diaracle is like the most useless creature. Alright, so here we go. Dire Colossus, Dread Wanderer, and Nevermaker is the hit. I'm actually surprised they didn't I'm actually surprised they didn't do 3 tokens or counters. I'm not really sure why they didn't do that. They might have been playing around like a Sudden Edict or something. I'm not really sure. But if you're playing around Sudden Edict, why exile your own cleric? I'm not really sure. Maybe they're playing on Sudden Death? Another split second card? I don't know. But I think you're dead there anyway. I think it just doesn't matter. I think you just get him anyway. I wasn't really sure about that, but I'm not Ribbons, so... Alright. No one's playing Sudden Death. I think I'm the only one that's ever played Sudden Death. Alright, a free high to the cleric here can gain some more life. We eat two more creatures. So yeah, you're never gonna like get the wave under the in danger of getting it hymned. So and this is kind of rough. If you're a M dog, you really can't play creatures. Honestly, when this is happening. So what do? I don't know. I think this is okay, since they had to hit him all along. They had a day of judgment. So honestly, not that it would help, but this is a good argument for like Black Knight to be playing Feed the Swarm. Um Although it wouldn't really do much anyway. Because they could just like never make it back. But maybe they should try. Or even like Fruitless Libation. That's not a bad card either. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's any way out of this. Let's be real. I don't think there's actually any way out of this. If I'm M-Dog, I actually would just concede. um, one of there's not a lot of ways to get out of like a wave. It's really hard for like non-hexproof decks to get out of a wave sort of lock. And yeah, the two like this doesn't do anything. The 2/2 just bounces off a 1/3. Like I think you've just lost this game. All you could really do is maybe wait out the wave, but there's no waiting this out. The wave will always stay because of the Nevermaker. See, they're not even afraid of dying now. They just attack for 4. Alright, Call to the Grave. Kind of a hilarious card. Actually, it's kind of like bad against a wave. Maybe. Although there's enough counters to have no creatures in play. But it does annoy Ribbons a little bit. While this is in play, I guess this is like the best time to do it. Because it can't wave away like 4 creatures to get rid of the Call to the Grave. So this is actually like really nice timing. Well, the problem is they need another wave to do that. Although they could have just something like Council Judgment or Attention Sphere. That'd be really a clean answer to it. There's some thought here. Ribbons is definitely holding. Alright, so they're hiding a bunch of creatures. Oh, they had... Oh, I see. I'm confused, actually. What happened there? Wasn't really 3 counters on the wave? I'm so confused there. Oh, that's right, because the Nevermaker bounces the... Okay, that's stupid, yeah. No, I forgot about... They actually sacrificed the wave to get rid of the Call to the Grave. Which is kind of crazy. I just didn't think they'd like do that. I don't think they would have gone that far. But I mean, they probably just have another wave. If they have another wave, the game's over. The Tension Sphere is just as good. Offering the trade here for the Augur for the Baron. I like that. They're not gonna oblige. I I'm I'm one of those people that never want to concede, but this is one of those games where you probably should just concede. You're much better on the play, so just like you want to leverage your advantage and get as much time as you can. I think this is definitely one of those points where you can concede. Like only the only card that's really helpful here right now is actually like Languish or like Mutilate. Like if you had a Mutilate here, it'd be really nice. All right, they're coming in. Spoiler: they do not have Mutilate in their deck. Why would you have Mutilate in your zombie deck? All right, looks like they have Dark Salvation. The kill's a Nevermaker, which can take out a token if they felt like it. All right, they're gonna freeze their draw though with the Undead Augur, so they put the Augur on top. This is just more delaying. They're just delaying the game more. I don't know what they're building towards. This is just hard. I can't see it personally right now. I'll be right back. Sorry. Small emergency. I'll be right back. All right. Well, I guess they're building towards that, just playing a bunch of lords and trying to attack. But they're really putting a lot of effort into trying to win this game. So I enjoy the fight here. Daytona though cleans it all up. That's just rough. But they draw 3 cards from it. But they're gonna go to 3. Although I mean, this is totally fine. I think this is really back and forth. Ribbons only has 1 card in their hand. M-Dog 3. I think they played a land, so they made their land drop. All right, the rest I get to see the last card in there. If it's a wave, it's a really good hit. It was a Signet. Okay, that's fine. Really need a threat. Oh my god. You know what? They probably just drew a bunch of hymns, because hymn's like one of the worst cards at this point. If they drew a hymn, I think you just hymn them, honestly. What could they have had? What could they have like kept? If anything, it might be like Call to the Grave, or maybe just a bunch of lands. This is weird. I don't know where we're going with this, but we're going. My play is really good, actually. Like, one removal spell on the Wander. We're going to game 3. Got a block. Oh, it's not the worst thing in the world. The Wander just kind of comes back. Another Watcher. Gonna hide away another card. This is, like, I would have conceded like 3 minutes ago, but M-Dog is still fighting. There's a lot of dead cards we're gonna draw now. Specifically lands and hymns. And the last card's a Dark Ritual. But that's not good enough. Dreadwater comes to play tapped. Alright. This has been a crazy game, but here comes game 3. M-Dog gonna be in a play for this best of 3. The best bet, I think, honestly, is to, like, ritual out a bunch of 1-drops. I think that's, like, the best start they could have. But even, like, a turn 2 Skyclave Cleric is so brutal. Since all, like, the 1-drops get kind of, like, kind of stopped by that. In these matchups, I actually don't really love Dark Ritual. In fact, I don't like Dark Ritual in general in these decks. They kind of make your busted starts, but I don't know. You just like filling your deck with a ton of bad draws. I really don't know. But maybe that's how you have to beat this matchup. It's just like going super fast with hymns and duresses. It's just an uphill battle. I think it's just an uphill battle for the zombie deck, but I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to fight the good fight. Actually, I have no horse in this. Although Ribbon's lost, I'd be okay. I gotta catch up on the wins. I gotta catch up on the win columns. But that's all my own fault, because I keep losing. Alright, turn 2 Undead Augur. Floodplain hits an Astrolabe. And the Skyclave Basilica, which is usually Skyclave Cleric. Where are the Flurry of Hymns? Alright, Death Baron, though. Very normal zombie draw. Not really. I mean, turn 1 do nothing, turn 2 2-drop into Death Baron. Not the fastest of starts. Ribbons can just take their time. Council's Judgment, probably gonna hit the Death Baron. No, they're gonna hit Undead Augur. That's a very Ribbons line. Just gotta, like, cut the card advantage engine. Alright, but another replacement Augur and a Dread Wanderer. Which, the Undead Augur does make a turn 4 Day of Judgment a bit worse. So, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you kind of have to. This is... Oh, but they have Nevermaker. Which is not bad. It blocks a Death Baron pretty well, but it can't really block the other zombies that are that's touched up here. Undead Augur is actually pretty great against Nevermaker. Even if you put the card on top, you get a card draw out of it. Okay, maybe not. Maybe if you don't trade here. But actually, this does trade. The Augur gets reduced here, and then they draw the Baron anyway. So they could actually replay the Baron if they felt like it. Alright, they have Lord of the Undead instead. Which I don't really like, because now they just run to a Day of Judgment here, and then you're kind of like effed. Yeah, there you go. I think this playing the Death Baron would have been better, because you kind of have to expect them to have Day of Judgment there. scary. But there's the Death Baron. And another Undead Augur. And a Swamp. So empty-handed for the zombie deck. Wave deck. 4 cards in hand. This is going to be a bit rough. Time is kind of a big deal too. Zombies 6 minutes. Wave deck 8 minutes. This is going to target the Undead Augur again. Alright, it's all up to the top decks. I'd love to see like a Lord of the Undead or maybe even Cemetery Reaper would be fine too. Alright, they have Dread Wanderer though. That comes back. Death Baron's going to crash in for another 2. Detention Sphere. Honestly, this probably hits the Dread Wanderer. Dread Wanderer's actually really annoying. No, they're going to hit Death Baron this time. What do I know? I've been wrong every single time. This is a big Dark Salvation. I mean, yeah, it depends on what's in their hand, really, but I guess they haven't seen anything like Feed the Swarm, so you have to imagine they think just maybe they have another like Council's Judgment. I don't know. Actually, I think they only play 2 total in their deck. Alright, here comes a Cloud Blazer, one of my favorite cards in PD. Draw 2, gain 2, 2/2 flyer. 2s all around. But this is scary. A single Lord here, like, changes the game a lot. They can just make an all-out press attack, and they can go to 1. This is actually really scary. They played the Basilica, which is also interesting. Alright, no Lord drop. They're going to trade with the zombie token. Gonna go to 4. Gonna need a Day of Judgment here. They hymned him. They hit double Champion of Wits. That's really unlucky. But a single champion won't save them anyway. Or Unearthed Champion. Moonblessed Cleric. That's not really enough unless they can draw a card. They put an enchantment on top of their library. It's the wave. But do they have enough time? Can they buy some time here? They have a Nevermaker. Oh my goodness. No cards left for Ribbons. They're going to draw the wave. Half the block. They're going to go to 2. No play from zombies. Here comes the wave. No, they're going to eternalize the Champion of Wits. Wow. So they're not going to attack with a Nightmaker. That'd be suicide, because if you drew a removal spell, the game's over. This is just... Oh my god. Why am I tense? I'm not even in this match. I feel tense. I don't know why. This turns on hymns, though, so if they have a hymn... If they have a hymn, they can get rid of the wave right now. Or attempt to get rid of the wave. But Diregraph Colossus is the play, which is just going to get eaten by the wave. Do you think that might have been too greedy, Champion? Because they definitely took the chance there. But now the creatures are just going to go away. Alright. Baron. So they're gonna... Are they gonna bounce? Okay. Yeah, they're gonna bounce the Nevermaker. To put the Colossus on top. Wow. So they know it's a dead draw. Because it doesn't really do anything. They're not even doing like the cool thing, which is killing all their creatures. Instead, they're just stalling the game so they can get another draw. Oh my god. It's kind of just like drawing a card, right? You make your opponent not draw a card, so therefore you get an extra card. Just a really silly concept. They're gonna attack. They're just gonna wave it away. They could even block if they wanted to. I don't think it really matters. They'll just trade? There's no way they trade, right? Okay. Okay, another watcher for tomorrow. Their life total is very secure right now. Even at 2 life, with the wave in play, it's really secure, and they really play the Nevermaker. There's not much that can go wrong, I don't think. It'd have to be a card that would like surprise Ribbons in some weird way. Like they've been sandbagging like Sign of Blood this entire game. If they like, they can even trade. This is you could just trade here. That's fine too. Spoiler: they do not have Sign of Blood in their deck, but they've used this like Parallax Wave so like yeah. So they're just gonna exile the Colossus here. They're gonna Nevermaker the wave on top. And they're going to get the card back from the Watcher. So the Watcher's going to come back, look at a new card. And then they even have Baron. So they can Baron back, like, I don't know, something. They could Baron the Baron? I don't know. Or Baron the Astrolabe? Wouldn't they Baron? They're Baroning the Wanderer. It doesn't really matter. Oh, you can't Baron the Astrolabe. It's only creature or Planeswalker. What am I thinking? Here comes Evermaker. Here comes the wave again. And this is all but over. This is a big attack. Attack for 8. Any creature you play just gets waved away and you can attack one more time. Fun stuff from the wave deck. This is why Ribbons is one of the best. Although this is a very good matchup. As mentioned before, they're 24-2 this season against aggro. $25-2 now. Yeah, they got really close. Maybe a couple unfortunate draws in the mid game, but fun stuff. Ribbon's gonna win the finals. It's gonna meet Black Red Reanimator. Gonna be the last match of the night. So get your popcorn. It might be a fast one. I think if there's any deck that's pretty well positioned against this wave deck, it's probably the Reanimator deck. It could be a very fast deck that wants to be. The ability to play a turn 1 Sire is very strong. Play draw gonna be, I think, a big deal here. Being on the play, you can just Dark Ritual, discard a card, reanimate. That's probably gonna be good enough to beat any hand that Ribbons keeps. Yeah, I mean, it felt close, but I don't know. Just the later the game goes, the worse it gets for any aggro deck, right? The they made so many like different plays. Like they had like time to even like tap out for like a 7-drop in the Eternalized Champion of Wits. And it was probably the right play because they get to draw more cards. Which is kind of brutal. I think Ribbon's just taking a small breather, probably before the last match. Everyone's giving us this last match. Thanks guys for watching. If you're not following the stream, you should probably follow the stream right now. Oh, there they go. They go poke in. Last match of the night. Let's see. Ribbons on the play. Blue-white wave against black-red Reanimator from Pure Votto. Alright. Turn 1, Faithless Looting. Discards double Villas. Ooh. Turn 2, Life Death would be pretty great, or Reanimate if they draw a black source. All Runes can do is Signet. Although this does ramp from 2 to 4 if they draw land, so even like a Villas is not the end of the world. Black-red Reanimator plays the red for the looting. Looks like they're going to go for the death. Or Animate Death's like the worst card, so a death is great here. So you want your losers dropping a card. So they draw 8 cards here with the Villas. Although, being tapped out, they really can't do much, but they get a full grip. So they can even use the discard to discard more random creatures, just to reanimate the next ones, which is really funny. Let's see what they discard, which is a big deal. So they discard a bunch of lands, an Astrolabe, a Cookbook, and a Putrid Imp. Alright, Detention Sphere on the Villas. Bit unfortunate, that's how it goes. Land number 3 for Ribbons, the Floodplain. Alright, another looting. Gonna look for maybe a Sire of Insanity to reanimate. Sire on this would be great if they had to reanimate. They did draw like 8 cards earlier. Alright, there's Animate Dead and the Sire of Insanity. That could be game here. It just depends on the top deck from Ribbons. Alright, they discarded Nevermaker, Cloudblazer, and Astrolabe. The land is a draw. Floodplain, gotta look for probably a Plains. Or Glacial Floodplain, that's fine too. So it's up to the top deck here. Ooh, what did they draw? They drew another Animate Dead and a Bane of Balagad. Oh my god, so they're gonna need a wave here. Ribbons is. But this is a lot of damage. Animate Dead crashes in. Or Sire, rather. What a top deck. Alright, Astrolabe, a redraw. Just looking for a wave. Or even like a D3 would be great against the Animate Deads. They found the wave! Oh my goodness. You could actually D3 the Animate Deads. That'd be kind of hilarious. So they had a lot of outs there. Alright, let's pop up the graveyard here for the Reanimator deck. They could try for a Faithless Looting. I'm not sure if that really helps out. Alright, they're gonna just exile the Sire. I think they might just flashback a Faithless Looting. Which is one of the greatest plays. Get the filter to their deck. Try to find another, I guess, animate target. Astrolabe, Dark Ritual to discard. Although you can't reanimate much. I mean, you could reanimate some things. The wave is not like a huge deal. Right? Oh my god, they drew a Nevermaker. Which means that like they could just like wave away the Nevermaker or and then get the wave back on top. What a sequence of draws. Actually kind of insane. Because now you can't reanimate a creature without losing it. They had a window and it just wasn't enough. We're just gonna take the first game here. Man, that was wild. They had a turn two, or was it three? Turn three Sire, and it still wasn't enough. The top decks are real. It doesn't get any better for the Reanimate deck. Ribbons is gonna have access to up to 5 graveyard hating cards. Purify the Grave and Nile Spellbomb. Even cards like Test of Talents is not bad, or just negates. Just another early interaction. On the other side, you can be even more heads up. You can probably play like Duress against the Wave deck. Even like Shenanigans is not bad. Or Spyglass. Sorcerer Spyglass, the Blackguard sideboard, really good against just naming Wave. That wouldn't be a bad target. They've shelved the Dream Trawlers to the sideboard. I actually like that move. I think cards like Bane of Balaget or like Pathrazor of Woolbog, these draws the big people are better. They're really good at locking down your opponent. So again though, Pure is gonna be able to play, so the advantage is up to them. They could just have Dark Ritual, discard outlet, reanimate. That's just good enough to beat a lot of decks. Alright. Reanimator keeping 7. I wonder what like the thought process is behind thinking about I guess they're both keeping 7 here. Actually, I'm sorry, Pure was mulliganing. Ribbons kept 7. I wonder like what the texture of your hand needs to be if you like you have to just keep. Alright, Underworld Cookbook, the first draw here. If they go tap land go, I mean you definitely have to try to go for it. But they have a plains, which says a lot. It could signify Purify the Grave here. They're gonna hit one with the Duress. You can't Duress away a Purify the Grave. That's the worst part about Purify the Grave. You literally can't Duress it away, so they have to make them discard it. So they keep the Cleric. Hallowed Moonlight. Oh man, they brought that in too. They're probably gonna have to play the Basilica here. Oh, they drew an island. Oh my goodness. They actually drew an island. That's so brutal. So now the Purifier is just hanging out. And they can't really cook anything. I mean, they probably could. If anything, so in this instance, you really just gotta start cooking. Because, you can't play around the Purify the Grave, so you just have to force your way through it. Although Hallowed Moonlight's a really fun card against Reanimator. Uh, it doesn't beat, like, hard-casted cards. It doesn't beat hard-casted cards, but it'll beat cards Reanimated. Yeah, there's definitely, like, a give and go here. Reanimator needs a red source to try to get, like, a looting down. And start just, like, filtering through their deck. This is scary, because it could even just, like, Relic Order the cookbook. You're totally safe to do this. You only really get punished by so the only way you get punished here is if they duress you and then discard something. This is why if they had two targets, they should have started discarding two cards. So if they get duressed, they're just gonna exile. I think they just like Purify the Grave, the Bane of Alagad. Okay. Ooh, they're gonna Spyglass right after the Relic Order comes down. But they have a D-Sphere, though, to kind of take care of that. Spyglass will probably name Parallax Wave. But it's really the only card they could really name. They named Vidalga Mastermind. Interesting call. They have one in their hand. Ribbons does. They can't even cast it. There's no second island in play. So, interesting name here. That's really conflicting. Like, do you name a card that you can't see yet? Or do you name a card that they know they have, but they can't cast it? It's a very wacky idea. Still no red source here for the Black-Eyed Reanimator deck. Probably been unfortunate. I'm sure they have a bunch of lootings they'd love to cast. The Relic Order, keeping the beats going, though. Again, though, they can never tap out, so... Another duress, okay. We're gonna see the new hand here. I think casting Moonlight's fine here, because it just kind of freezes their draw. Because they can't really reanimate anything anyway, so you just cast it and let them look at the new card. So maybe they found the wave, but they have another Purify the Grave in their hand. The Tendisphere still, Nevermaker, and they drew a Relic Order as well. So they could Relic Order the Spyglass if they even felt like that was good enough. Okay, Astrolabe is a redraw. This is brutal. They're going to Relic Order the Spyglass. Oh, they're going to Relic Order their Astrolabe. Why not? The longer the game goes, the worse it gets for the Reanimator deck. And there's so much hate. A Purify the Grave in the graveyard. Purify the Grave in the hand. And they're just playing these like derpy putrid imps. It's really bad. This is why, like, in some Reanimator sideboards, I like shifting towards a, like, sort of, like, mid-range plan where you can just nullify these, like, Purify the Graves and everything. Like, I used to beat people up with, like, Dark Ritual Nighthawk, and then, like, people couldn't beat that sometimes. It's kind of silly, but it does kind of work. But I think the big deal here is that Puravado's not even drawing a red source, and that's it! Ribbons wins again! Locks it up here. Rough go about it, but, you know. That's how it goes. He's the best player. It's hard to beat that. Gatekeeping points. Hey man, you gotta beat the win. That's just tournaments in general. The perennial end boss, who has Ribbon lost to, I beat. Look. I mean, I beat him at least. Have I this season? Let me look at my own before I say anything. Let's see matchups. Oh, I haven't played. We haven't played yet. We haven't played this season yet. Okay, never mind. Well, Briar Moth has beaten him 3 times in a row. So, Briar Moth is the savior. This is crazy. They've only lost like what's their record this season? So their total record this season is 26-20. Now even more. They didn't lose this tournament, so it's actually +6, 68-20. They lost to Brian Ross the most. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, they lost to uh, there's only lost to people 3 times. Hava Bovita and Brian Ross 3 times. Arslan, I can't say their name, 2 times, and then everyone else has beaten them at least once. That hurts me. But then again, I also went 0-3, so touche. Touche. um yeah, I can't say anything about that. I just gotta hold that one. I literally can't say that anything. I just gotta hold it. I gotta hold it there. I don't know. I guess I can't play like the just trying to think of the 16 non-basic land deck against the Price Forever season. But yeah, we'll get there.